Hey guys, welcome to another fun and exciting iMight GT7 stream. This is the final round of a 4-round season at Watkins Glen. This is Group 3 cars, 20 laps, times 1 fuel, not times 2, but times 1 fuel, and times 4 tyre wear. The tyres available are hard, medium, soft, intermediate and wet. But you have to change tyre compounds, so you can go soft medium, soft hard, hard medium, medium intermediate, whatever it is. Just change tyre compound. Lately, there's me in last place as per usual. The favoured car is the BMW. I've kind of felt like the Sprint was a bit more dominant over the, or more hand driver friendly. Than the Endurance. During the week I did a setup where I had fuel consumption at times 2, and over 20 laps I would probably have about half a lap of fuel left, so the fuel was getting nice and low, the car was getting nice and light. So if I did 12 laps of medium, I could do 8 laps on soft, and I was on it. I was feeling real good until this morning when I hopped into my first race and I realised, my god, I think it's just times 1 fuel. So my strategy of 12 medium, 8 soft, I didn't know what to do, so I stuck with it. So considering people may use hards, I still wanted to maintain the upper hand of using a medium and a soft. And I thought, you know what, it's just one more lap, so no, you know, just push it one more lap, it should be fine. We'll see. So anyway, yeah, starting from the back, and looks, usually I rely on easy pickings, people making mistakes, going off track and just not being prepared, basically. I can get past maybe, let's say 40% of the field. So if there were 10 cars, 4 cars will let themselves down with silly manoeuvres, poor strap preparation, whatever. It's the other 6 cars, the other 60%, I've got to try and beat with strategy, for example. So it pretty much panned out as I thought initially. You know, lap 1 would be chaotic, potentially a bit slow, so I didn't know whether or not to use mediums first or softs. And then I thought, well, if the first lap or 2 is a bit slow, you're not really wearing your tyres down in the first 1 or 2 laps while people get sorted out. And normally what I will do is I try my hardest to walk the line nice and steady, don't make any stupid maneuvers where if someone hits you, you're sliding, spinning off track. Just hold it straight and let people ghost around you. So that's what I'm trying to do as my best. No, not yet. Coming up to a guy, Shadow of a Ghost, who's in P12 at the moment. Have a little collision with him in the future, in a lap or 2, whatever it is, so we'll wait for that. But still, because I'm on my mediums, I thought my mediums were good to go to lap 12 and beyond. So in my mind I'm thinking, well, the mediums will be okay in relation to the fuel difference, error. It's the softs, and I'm not really worried about the softs at the moment. So just to the left there, P13 there is Shadow of a Ghost. So he's in a Corvette, showing good pace. He's doing alright, but we do collide in a lap or 2, whenever it is. And then here's Martin, who's, to me, is just an absolute dirty driver. And his own worst enemy. So I think I start making a move here, and you watch the guy behind in the rear view. 1 hit, 2 hits. So The guy behind's had an issue with Martin. Every race I do, this Martin's colliding with someone and then going off track or whatever. I don't know why he's in the race. Unfortunately, there's not enough people doing this game, and sometimes even the people you don't like, you need them, because this game is losing people. I look through the domestic or regional rankings, let's say in Group E, and there's under 200 people. It's pretty sad. Anyway, let's get on. So I'm behind Shadow of a Ghost, and yeah, we'll see. I do collide with him. So because I've got a strategy, and so in my during the week when I was practicing, I thought I can do 12 laps on mediums and 8 laps on soft, pretty much pushing it. The softs are pretty much on, you just see a slither of life, but I could push it. So I'm not really looking at my tyres, I'm just giving it my all. Hoping that people in front of me are on softs, because they're showing reasonable pace, although you can see their Shadow of a Ghost is looking a little bit loose. The other issue, this race took me a long time to try and nut it out. How many cars do you have to try? The BMW Endurance was the favoured car at the beginning of the week, then it became the Sprint. But I always check other cars, like the Nissan Silhouette, it's the lightest car. Also MR cars seem to be alright initially, so. And then strategy, hard, medium, soft, what do you do? So it took me about 5 days to try and eventually decide I'm going with the BMW Spirit with this strategy, and then it took me 2 days basically to sweat it out, and yep, I've got it, only to find out I had the fuel mixture wrong. And I'd been telling other people, hey, you know, this is the setup, go with this, and I should just shut up, or I should get some better wingmen, maybe. I don't know, is it me, is it them, what is it? It's getting pretty close to Shadow of a Ghost now, so I hope I haven't missed it. I mean, we're in lap 4, and it's on the back straight entering the bus stop. I think we collided, and I get the feeling he personally I feel like he just braked a bit early and hard, almost brake checked me. So we'll see. So what happens is yeah, he brakes, I tap him through the bus stop, and a tap through there just puts you out of shape. So you'll see I'm trying to sit behind him, but I'm like, come on dude, you know, get the grip, let's move forward. I'm not overtaking, let's just keep going. And through him trying to get control, I think, or whatever, he gets a half-second penalty, and I thought, oh no, he's going pretty slow now, I need to pass him, and he's I could feel like he wanted to take me out. So it might be this one now, we'll see. So I reckon I've got a bit of a run on him here, and he's sort of picking the middle of the road, and so I begin to brake, and then he really hits the brakes. So there's another tap. So I'm trying to slow down to keep him in front. Yeah, there goes Kiwi Barretto, I think it is. I'm trying not to, you know, just fly down and pass him here. I'm like, come on man, come on. Another bit of contact, half-second penalty. Then I'm cautious of him doing it again. Oof. Half-second penalty, and it's time for me to get away from him. Yeah, finally you passed him. I felt bad about all that, but I did all the best, all I could really, to accommodate the guy. So here's Nexus, who's Kai the Angler. He started up the front, so I'm pretty sure he's pitted already. So I thought I'd let him past. And then I've got, and this guy is a strange cat, Veloz. Now to me he's an A driver, but lately when I've raced against him, he's had a lot of poor results, either through sandbagging or just rounds that he's unfamiliar with. I don't know, but he's a really good driver, but lately I've seen him perform badly. Like I said, this could be his second account, he's just sandbagging, I'm not too sure. Anyway, so you're back into P8 on my mediums, and look at the, so we're on lap 6, so just under halfway through. I haven't even finished lap 6, but my tyre wear isn't looking too bad. So my so my setup is traction control 2, counter steer and active stability management on, and my brake balance right to the back. So brake balance 5. And the reason why I put traction control 2 on is at the beginning of the week, using the BMW Endurance, I found the back end would just step out, and then I'd try other cars, even like the NSX, and over time I'm using other cars, and I took the traction control off, and with just using a bit of caution I could keep the car on track, but I just had a feeling that there was a slight level of instability, but also an increase in tyre wear. So I decided traction control 2 on removes any doubt of going off the track and just looks after the tyres a little bit. So it looks like we're entering that pit window, possibly lap 5 or 6. May have seen people pitting. If so, maybe doing a 2-stopper. Remember, this is race 1 of the day. I wanted to hop in on the first race where people just really are unsure on strategies, and so everyone's using different strategies like pit stops or tyres. Always try and take advantage of that, because for me, if you hop in out on the final race of the day, people have had all day to work things out and go, yeah, no one uses softs, it's all medium hard, for example. So if race 1 you've got the right strategy, you've done a lot of testing during the week, you're best to hop on before other people begin to learn. So I'm about halfway through my stint on these mediums, and again they're not looking too bad. P5 because other people have pitted, and this is the other thing. My concern was if I go mediums first to lap 12, I keep thinking lap 13, it's lap 12. If I go to lap 12 my mediums, other people will be pitting in earlier and undercutting me. So maybe I should go on my softs first, but with a full tank of fuel, I thought my soft tyre's going to wear quicker, and then if I'm progressing on my softs, then I pit. Now I've got to overtake everyone. So any decision almost was contradicted by another decision. That's why I keep saying it took me about 5 days to actually come up with a plan. If only I got the fuel consumption right as well, that would have helped. Marginally, I think I got 90% of it right. The fuel was the 10% error. So at the moment it's looking right in P4. And yeah, again, this, to me, there are some big names in this, like the Nexus, which is in P3, Whitaker, Valascore, of course, and I think there are about 2 or 3 A drivers. So I'm really having A drivers in my lobby is quite common now, and I'm grateful for that. I'm getting more comfortable with seeing the letter A. So again, my start from the back, my strategy was, well, maybe the top 5 would be good points, but be in the top 50%. Make sure your DR is going up, and if I'm just inside that, then it's going up slowly, but I'm pretty high up in the DRB group at the moment, so I'm happy with that. So you can see those front tyres are starting to sport some wear. So my lap times will probably just start to drop off a bit. But at the moment I thought this is a good sign. Although other people have pitted, I thought it's a good sign. I'm moving up the fronts again. 20-second pit stop, and then I'll be on softs, and hopefully other people will be on medium or hard, and I'll really be able to push. I must admit, maybe around here I'm thinking I'd like to get off these tyres now. Starting to underestimate the tyre wear, and just go in at normal pace into a corner and find it's a little bit too full on. So I'm struggling on the exits. I'm almost having to tell myself, it's not a natural reaction. I've got to tell myself just a bit easier going into a corner so you can come out harder. So in hindsight, I should have maybe gone to lap 13 on the mediums, but I'm steadfast in my strategy. I thought I'll just continue on and bear with it, I guess. So after this lap, I've got another 2 laps. So I was a bit surprised to see I've got people coming up behind me, and Whitaker and Valascore. So you see here I go a bit deep. Not intentional, but there was a point where I wanted to look for a place to let them go. So to stay in and just lift a bit, let them go. I'm not pitting yet, but I always say, guys, if you're defending to the hill something you can't defend, you're putting yourself at risk of being pushed aside. And I knew these guys had pitted. They're big names. They were further up the front. They're now behind me with fresher tyres. I stand no ground in defending against those guys. Just let them go. Do my own race. Considering this is my main account, it's got my name. hopefully they'll recognise that kind of situation in the future, and one day the shoe will be on the other foot. I always say names ring a bell, and certain names ring a bad bell. So I never want to leave a bad taste in people's mouths with my name up there. So back to P6, more people pitting. I've got one more lap to go on the on these mediums. There's still a bit of life. This should have been a bit of a warning sign to me of the mediums are pretty warm, but I guess I was thinking, you know, the fuel tank will be getting lighter. So I've used about a quarter, whereas during the week I would have used about half, double the amount of fuel. Big mistake. I think it was during the race I noticed the fuel consumption. What I should have done was just kept the revs up a bit, stretched out the gears, burnt down the fuel. But again, I'm in the race. I wasn't really thinking that way. I'm just sticking to what I know. Wasn't trying not to second guess myself. I think I've said in the past, you know, practice as hard as you can during the week, get a strategy going and try hardest to stick to it, because in the middle of a race, if you change, sometimes you have to, unfortunately, but if you make it a habit of changing strategies in the middle of a race and then things aren't working out, then you change back and you become lost. So I've got a bit of pressure here from behind. I'm pitting now. Thank God I'm off those tyres. Notice I've got away from the red Iron Mite liveries of GT Sport. As GT7 started up, I transferred them all over, and I thought they're just looking a bit basic. You know, I saw liveries that were looking pretty good, and I thought I've got to step it up a bit. So what I do is I pick cars and I go through other people's liveries, and I'll grab a livery and then customize it to my own. Originally I would grab some where you couldn't edit, so I would just grab the car, put it on my car, and then photograph it and then copy it. That's quite time consuming, so now I'm trying my hardest to grab ones that I can make adjustments to. Pretty sure this Pertec was one of them. So I'm on my softs now, and I'm hoping, I was a bit shocked to see her drop back to P10. I'm like, oh, I've got quite a bit of work to do now. But I was hoping that here, other people have pitted earlier than me, that in my mind I've pitted a touch late. I'm on my softs now. People will be sort of a third of the way through their tyres. This is what I was hoping for, that I'd be able to start doing the big catch up. See, P1 pitting. So I'm kind of thinking maybe some people did do a two-stop strategy. Pretty sure again, some people thought you had to use soft, medium and hard, and I'm pretty sure there's one guy who uses the same compound and stuffs it up. So yeah, maybe because of that P1 pitting I'm up to P9 now. So that would tell me I'm within a pit stop of people, but I'm sitting outside looking through the window. I don't think so. So maybe that was the second person pitting. And door number 4. Pretty sure it's 4 on my car, yeah. So my ranking's a little bit up there. So I should be doing better than this. And I must admit, it's slightly nervous during the race. I don't know why, but let's say Thursday and Friday, I think it was Wednesday night and Thursday, I was like right on this. I felt like I was railed to the road and had my strategy right down pat. And yet today when I'm doing this race, just maybe just going a bit hard into corners and feeling a little bit unsettled, and occasionally just taking a deep breath and exhaling to try and relax myself, try and get myself right back into the comfort zone. I feel like I have the rhythm, but it was just being comfortable. So the guy who actually screws up is in P3 now. Theon Greyjoy Jr., who was in my last race last week. He's the guy who, I think he must have gone medium, and you need to use 2 different compounds, a soft medium or soft hard, medium hard. So he must have gone maybe medium. And I think he was the only person who made the time mistake in my race. A little bit surprised that we've still got 16 people at the moment. So I'm in P8, so I'm in the 50% at the moment. And just monitoring my tyres. I'm thinking, alright, lap 16, we're getting there, and the tyres are still looking alright. Okay, I'm doing alright. And like now, during the race, I'm not really looking at my lap times. Just, I guess it's really, I was just doing the best I could. If my lap times were slightly down, there's not much I can do about it. I'm mindful of the tyre wear, just trying to maintain a pace. So if I was 1-2 seconds off my normal pace during the week, I'd be a bit shocked, but there'd be nothing I could do about it. So I think that's Velascore is pitting. So M. Whitaker in P1 and Theon Greyjoy Jr. in P2. Wow, more people. So Velascore is now, he's either going on hards or he's, yeah, he's going on hards now. I don't get it. I'm pretty sure he's an A driver. He should know better. Like I said, sometimes I think he's just training for his GT1 race. And this is the other thing, so I did a lot of custom race during the week, and yeah, I thought there's a possibility of rain, or even speeding up the time, a bit like the old Daytona race where it started off in the evening, went through night time, finished off in the morning. So I was even thinking potentially it could be night time and it begins to rain, which I don't think we've ever had. We've had rain during the day, but not at night time. My headlights are yellow. That's another thing I haven't looked at, you know. Visibility wise, is it better to have the white headlights or the yellow? The other thing with my livery, if you get a bit of a close-up of the back, the windows, I like to colour in the windows. Sometimes I put advertising on there, but the other reason for that is it's a tactical move. If it's a tight race, if I've got people behind me, it helps to be able to see through the car if you're looking for where the corner is, but if you've got a car that's blacked out, you can't see. So that's the reason why I do it, is if I've got people behind me, it's hard for them to see through the car. So I'm pretty much blinding their vision. Cheating? I don't think so. It's within the rules. So we're getting near the end now, and I've got a battle going on between me and, I can't read his name at the moment, the guy behind me. But I'm really starting to measure how further I have to go, and my front left tyre. Will it make it? Because I'm thinking, it just seems a little bit more worn than what I'm anticipating at this point. I'm in P7, and P8 is still in the 50%, so on the straights I'd probably look at the top right hand corner mud map to look at, well, the guy behind me is six seconds, I think. And then are there other people with him, or is he just on his own? If I lose the position, is it just one or is it multiple? I've said it in the past, guys, and I'll say it again. In the early days, I might be, for example, progressing from 8th up to 3rd, and I can see P2 in front, and I'm just thinking of the moment. And the moment is, I've got someone in front of me, and you know, the goal is to move up as far as you can, and I'd bottle it, try and overtake whatever. I'm just pushing too hard, crash, 6 cars go past, and now I'm in P9, for example, and you cross the finish line, A, you feel like an idiot, and B, you think, I had P3, why did I throw that away? So that's a big lesson I've learned over time, is I'm always weighing up the position I have. Is it worth trying to hang on to that, or is it worth trying to push forward to try and gain a spot, or push hard to try and protect a spot? And at this point I'm struggling, and I could see this guy would be catching up pretty hard, and so I'm trying to foresee the future. Is he going to catch me? And if he does, how is it going to work? And that's why I was looking at the mud map. If I'm going to lose a position, is it just one or is it multiple? So final lap, and I think it's up a few corners away. I just decide, look, the tyre's almost gone, just push hard now. There's nothing left to protect on that tyre. Push as hard as I can within reason. And this is all to do with the mistake with the fuel. Where the tyre is worn now, I should have been able to finish the race with a tyre looking like that, but right now it's about to die. And this guy's in my mirror. He's in the screen, bottom right hand corner. And I was almost, you know, I got a few more corners, but they're real twisty, testing corners. So it looks like I go a touch deep here. I've got no grip at all. Just let him go. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm just trying to work out his name. That's his name. I thought it kept saying Inverto, but it's iRev2 11k, 11,000. That was his name. Yes, dropping back to P8. So Theon Greyjoy Jr. has finished P1, but he went medium. So he's now beginning to drop. And looking at the replay, as I'm just crossing the line to take P7, he actually quits. So as I'm about to pass him, he quits and he's gone. And again, I thought, for some reason, I thought there were 14 people. So up 9 places from 16th to 7th. Bit of a tough race, but it was good. I enjoyed it. Hopefully enjoyed the stream, guys. Hit the like and leave a comment if you don't mind. Looking forward to seeing your streams, and see you on the next one. Bye for now.